The strength and durability of concrete with the warm, natural beauty of wood. That's exactly what you get with exterior sidings and soffit from James Hardie Building Products. Exterior siding from James Hardie, the world leader in fiber cement technology, can be used in all types of climates and for a wide range of home designs. Whether it's new construction, remodeling, or residing older homes, Hardie siding products complement other building materials. In this program, we'll show you how to install Hardie siding properly for quality that lasts a lifetime. We'll show you how to cut HardiePlank or Hardie panel. We'll explain installation over wood, steel, and block construction. We'll discuss how the right finish can give your new siding a truly superior look. And we'll show you all the tools you'll need to complete the job from start to finish. Hardie siding is ideal for remodeling or residing older homes, but there are some important points to keep in mind as you start the job. As with all siding, your new Hardie siding should be applied over a sound substrate. So as you tear off the old siding, inspect the substrate and framing carefully to make sure it is sound. Your new siding is only as straight as what's behind it, so make sure you start out with a good straight wall. HardiePlank can be installed just as if you were working with new construction. Let's find out how. First, using HardiePlank lap siding over traditional wood framing. To begin the job, you'll need a tape measure, a power saw with a carbide tip or a diamond blade, and a hole saw and saber saw to cut out holes for vents, pipes, and other shapes. Although HardiePlank's performance is unaffected by exposure to water, proper storage is important. So keep it dry, and if your HardiePlank does get wet, make sure it's dry prior to installation. When handling HardiePlank, it's best to carry the planks on edge. Always remember, it's a good idea when cutting any product with power tools to wear a mask and safety goggles to protect yourself against dust and debris. HardiePlank cuts easily and leaves a smooth, clean edge. A hole saw or a saber saw should be used to cut out specific shapes in the planks. Now it's time to install the HardiePlank. From the toolbox, you'll need a hammer or pneumatic nail gun with, for best results, a flush head attachment. Roofing nails with 3/8-inch diameter heads for blind nailing. Or corrosion-resistant 6D common nails for face nailing. A lap gauge to align each course. Caulking to seal your vertical joints. Make sure your Hardie installation brochure is always within reach. And since building codes vary, check your local codes before you start for weather-resistive and bracing requirements. To begin the job, start at the lowest point against the starter strip. Here we're starting with the trims and corners already in place. But if you prefer, you can start with the Hardie siding and come back with the trims afterward. Use the roofing nails to blind nail directly into each stud, driving each nail at least 1 inch into the stud. Keep in mind that staple application is not approved for installing Hardie siding. The minimum overlap is 1 1/4 inches from the top for each course. As you can see, the lap conceals the fasteners in the previous course. Measure and mark each side to align the next course and then blind nail again directly into each stud. Incidentally, blind nailing is not approved for planks wider than 9 1/2 inches. If you prefer, you may want to make yourself a lap gauge from a piece of wood to align each course. Still, be sure to double check your measurements periodically, perhaps every 4 or 5 courses or planks. Remember, if you're working with the wood grain pattern, stagger your selections from the pallet so the overall pattern varies as you apply the HardiePlanks. And if you're working with colonial rough sawn, use a 1 1/4 inch overlap. so you can show off the channel lap shadow line. For face nailing, use the 6D common nails. Their longer length will hold both courses securely to the stud. Be sure to drive the head of the nail flush with the plank. Planks should be butted but not forced together, and should be nailed on each side of the joint. Hardie recommends you move 1 inch off the corner to apply fasteners. For maximum protection and a superior finish, it's a good building practice to caulk all vertical joints and gaps with an exterior grade caulking that can be painted. Be sure to leave an 1/8 to a 1/4 inch gap around windows and trim for possible expansion of wood. HardiePlank lap siding can be installed over steel framing much the same way as we installed over wood. The fundamental difference, of course, is that you'll be using screws instead of nails for fasteners. Check your installation brochure for specifics on the types of fasteners you should use for your siding job. As for installation over block construction, Hardie siding can be installed directly to block, or you can fur out the walls. Check your local building code for specific requirements. Special care should be taken when driving nails and installing Hardie siding over any foam sheathing. Now it's time to finish the job. From the toolbox, you'll need an exterior grade semi-gloss or flat paint or stain. You'll apply your finish with a spray gun, a paintbrush, or a roller. A truly superior finish can be obtained by using a high-quality exterior grade paint or stain. Check with your paint manufacturer for proper finishing requirements. Like HardiePlank, the HardiePanel vertical siding is easy to install. It cuts easily using the same tools. HardiePanel may be installed either to wood or metal framing, complying with your local building code requirements. Check requirements in your area concerning installation of weather-resistive barriers. If you're working with the stucco finish, make sure you install each panel with the swirl texture all going up for an attractive, consistent look. In addition to its HardiePlank and HardiePanel, James Hardie Building Products also offer Hardie Soffit. The soffit comes in a smooth and a wood grain texture and is designed to provide a finished, handsome look to your home. Before starting your installation job, double check your James Hardie installation checklist. If you're tearing off old siding, wall preparation and a sound substrate are very important. Hardie siding should be stored in a dry place and carried on edge for best results. Proper nailing requires the use of the right tools and fasteners. Butt joints should be tight, but not forced together. Caulk all vertical joints for maximum protection. And finally, for a superior finish, paint with a high-quality exterior grade paint. Now that looks great. With the right tools, and by referring to your James Hardie installation brochure, putting up Hardie siding is easy. And when you're done, you have the satisfaction of knowing that you protected a home with the best exterior siding available, one that carries a 50-year limited transferable product warranty.